All right, hello everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on 3 steps to quickly fill your coaching business using the internet. My name is Kevin Doherty, and it's really just great to have you guys here with me today. Thank you so much for attending the live webinar. Really appreciate that. And I'm glad you made it because this webinar should be extremely helpful for you if you are a life coach, health coach, wellness coach, relationship coach, and you're looking for different ways to fill your business with ideal clients. You are definitely here for a reason, and it is just my pleasure to share this information with you. And let's go ahead and dive in. Now, some of you are probably new to me, and I'll explain who I am in just a little bit here, but just a couple quick logistics on the webinar. I muted everybody's line because we do have a big turnout for this webinar. We had several hundred people register for this particular call. So I cannot hear you if you're trying to speak. Hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. But what you can do is if you have a question about anything that I'm covering in today's webinar, you should see a little questions field in the GoToWebinar control panel area. Feel free to pop a question in there anytime you want. And occasionally I'm going to hop off the PowerPoint and just check in with questions, see if I can help any of you out, okay? So I'm going to try to keep this presentation to around an hour today. It's probably the case that I'm going to have to speak very fast to do that, but I do respect your time, want to make sure that I'm getting you off in 60 minutes or less, ideally. So I do have a lot to cover. Let's go ahead and jump right in. So give me just 1 second here. So like I said, some of you guys are probably new to me, and I just wanted to take a couple of moments to share a little bit about my story, just so you know where I'm coming from and what my background is, and basically why I'm qualified to offer a webinar like this one. So several years ago, my introduction to the business world was I built a highly successful acupuncture practice, and the internet was one of the keys to my success. So I was able to do this in a very competitive market, and this is what really got me interested in internet marketing was that I saw that very few people in my area were taking advantage of the tremendous amount of exposure that could be gained online. So I decided to kind of take a managed risk and pour a lot of my energy and time into understanding the internet. And that really paid off. I built a very large practice, and I did that for many, many years. And the internet was definitely one of the keys to my success. Since then, I've kind of evolved out of that practice, and I focus entirely on coaching people now in a variety of ways. In 2006, I started Dream Practice Coaching, and this company now serves thousands of holistic practitioners all over the world. I absolutely love that business and sharing the programs that I offer through that. We offer really full group coaching programs on a regular basis. And the people that attend these programs are all just amazing practitioners, and I'm just thrilled to be able to offer help in that regard. And just last year, I started the Intentional Wealth Institute, which is really about creating a new paradigm of education. I think that what's lacking in so much of the focus around work and money in our modern world is purpose, is really life purpose, and understanding what our core gifts are and how to integrate those into our work in a responsible way. And also in a way that really opens up our potential financially and allows us to see money in a new light. So that is something that is kind of in its new stages, but we have a really active blog over there on intentionalwealthinstitute.org if you want to check it out. And we're starting to see a lot of traction happening on the internet just from that. So at this point, I'm broadening out and I'm helping a lot of different business owners because I've definitely tapped into a lot of different ways to be successful online, and word has kind of caught on. And I'm just really excited to share what I know about this with you guys. This webinar is really kind of coming at things from my own personal experience about what's working right now online as a coach. And it's not going to be fluff. There's not going to be any like hype about this. This is directly like out of the trenches of my own experience. And I'm going to share things with you that I'm doing on a daily basis that have created a lot of success for me. So just to give you a sense of what I've been able to do online, we have 2 fan pages now. One of them just passed 50,000 fans. We have incredibly high engagement on our fan pages. Our email list is well over 25,000 people now. And we just have, I'm just thrilled. We have an amazing audience that is really engaged with what I do. And, I feel like just incredibly grateful that I've been able to tap into my purpose and really help people on a pretty deep level in building their business. So my coaching philosophy is largely a fusion of personal development and marketing. I don't really think you can separate out the two. And I believe that your business can really only grow to the extent that you do. So as I'm sharing practical steps, you'll notice I'll always infuse my practical tips with some inner work that needs to be done to really make that particular strategy shine for you. And that's something that I see as missing in a lot of the coaching and consulting work online out there. Is a lot of it is very mechanical. And it just basically says, if you just do this, you'll be successful. And I think marketing is an extremely personal process. And every one of us has a unique path that we need to take to find the success that we're looking for using the internet. This is definitely true for coaches. You have a very unique business, and you really need to understand how to market that in a way that is personal to who you are. Now, with that said, I also believe that there is a tried and true formula right now that you can use that is simple and very actionable, that will pretty much work for anybody. But what you're going to want to do with this presentation is customize it to your own voice, to your own unique way of doing things, and that's where you're going to find the most success. So moving on, let's see if I can get my slideshow working here. Just one sec. Sorry about that. My slideshow just froze up for just 1 second. Just make sure we can get this thing rolling for you guys. Okay, there we go. So like I said, the formula I'm going to lay out for you today has really been one of the keys to my success. I've tried a lot of different things in business. I've dabbled tremendously in things like search engine optimization and pay-per-click advertising, banner advertising, lots of different ways to get exposure on the internet. And what I'm going to share with you today is what I'm currently using that is generating tremendous results for my coaching business and should be extremely helpful to really any coach who's serious about their success. So like I said, this isn't just theory to me, and that's one of the main differences between what I'm doing and a lot of other consultants that I see, is that I'm actively using these steps to grow my business every single day. So before I reveal these kind of 3 basic core steps you want to take to grow your coaching business, I want you to really step back and ask yourself, like, what's really stopping you from building your ideal coaching business right now? And this sounds like a very simple question, but it's also one that we may not really consciously reflect on a daily basis. So I just want you to do that for a minute and really contemplate like where you're at right now and what you perceive to be the main block to your success. And once again, this kind of reinforces how important it is that you're here right now, because if we can clear that block for you, well, that very well might open up a whole new lifestyle, a new level of freedom, prosperity, and meaning in your life that your coaching business can give you. I definitely believe that everybody on this webinar is doing amazing work in this world. As a coach, you have an opportunity to help people on a much more profound and direct level than so many other career choices out there. But really, you have to clear those blocks. You have to understand what's really stopping you from creating the business that you want. So do you think it's not enough clients, not enough money? Maybe you're not getting the visibility that you want? Or do you feel like you're working too hard for too little result? Or it could be a combination of these things. These are the answers that I typically get when I pose this question to different entrepreneurs and business owners. They usually come back and say, well, I'm just not getting the amount of clients I want. I'm not making enough money. I'm not getting enough visibility. Not enough people know about me, or I'm just spinning my wheels. I'm overwhelmed. I'm trying too many things. I'm working too hard and I feel exhausted and I'm really not getting the results that I want from that. If you can, relate to one of these, trust me, I can too. I've been there before. I know what it's like to struggle with getting enough clients and, feeling like all of these different key factors of your business are compromised. But I also know precisely how to break through these things. So, what I want to suggest to you, though, is that these are all just byproducts of a deeper problem. And this deeper problem that I want to share with you It's really an epidemic that plagues the vast majority of people in the helping professions, whether it's coaches, authors, speakers, holistic practitioners. If you have a sincere mission to help this world, it's incredibly important that you understand this epidemic, that you're really honest with yourself about it, and that you start to take action accordingly. So, not having enough clients or money is never the real problem. Like I said, that's a symptom of a more causal problem in your business. And I can basically narrow this down to two key components of this main problem. The first one is that you're not thinking like an entrepreneur, which means that you're not constantly focused on getting visibility and leads for your business. So, in order to create success as a coach, a major aspect of your identity has to be kind of aligned with entrepreneurship and marketing. And that's a fundamental paradigm shift for a lot of us who just want to focus on our coaching skills. And, we really just want to work with clients and really develop the passion we have for the work that we do. What I'm going to suggest is that if you can welcome in your entrepreneurial spirit into this conversation, and you can develop an equal passion for that in terms of how you get exposure and visibility leads on the internet, that is what will explode your business. So there's a conscious shift in focus from just being a coach to now being an entrepreneur. And what that means is that you now look at marketing your business as a fun kind of game that you play, that you bring equal attention to as you do kind of developing the craft that you offer people. So that is a major paradigm shift that a lot of us on this webinar need to make a choice to embark on right now. And if you can do that, that alone is just a stepping stone into a whole new level of prosperity and freedom in your business. So the second component of this problem is that your marketing skill is very likely deficient in where it currently stands. And what that means is that you simply don't know how to get that visibility and to get those leads to flood your business. So business online largely boils down to how successful you are at generating leads, and then how successfully you can convert those leads into paying clients or customers. And that's some of what I want to share with you today. It's really getting down to some of the nuts and bolts, the essentials of what makes you successful on the internet as a coach. So these are things that I help my clients with on a very regular basis. And like I said, I'm excited to share this with you because to me, this is kind of the bridge that connects you with the lifestyle that you want, with working with the amount of people that you want, and making sure they're ideal clients for you. So if I can help you solve these two core problems in your coaching business, it will eliminate about 95% of the stress you are likely facing right now. And there's a good chance you will never have to worry about making enough money or getting enough clients in the door. So I want to ask you, how would that feel for you right now if that was the case? When I was, really struggling to figure out a lot of this marketing stuff and wondering how to get more clients. And, I spent the first 2 years of my private practice banging my head against the proverbial wall, trying all kinds of strategies and feeling like I just really wasn't getting the results that I wanted. And it was really frustrating. But because I dedicated so much of my life to like learning how to market well, I was able to break through that primary obstacle. And what that does is it opens up, like I said, a whole new portal into a life of freedom, of meaning, of magic, and the ability to live on your terms, to, really kind of break free from a lot of the shackles that bind people in their work, with their finances, and with their purpose in life. So that's why I'm kind of harping on this question, because if you can get motivated, really inspired to eliminate these stressors, these problems, well, you're tapping into a potential reward for your business and your lifestyle that most people can't even imagine. So that's what sets me on fire in offering this information to you, is I know how important it is to break free and to really flood your business with leads and start getting that exposure, that momentum in place. So you really never have to worry about money and getting clients again. It's a really good feeling. So there's nothing better than having the privilege of doing what you love and getting paid extremely well for it. You really want to have both in place. If you're making a lot of money, but you're really not that passionate about what you do, I think at the end of our life, we look back with a lot of regret on that. And we feel like on some level, like we maybe sold out a little bit, or we didn't really live up to our true potential or purpose, right? On the flip side, if you're doing what you love, but you're struggling financially, what that means is that there's always a limit on the impact you can make in this world. And a lot of your personal energy and consciousness is going to be fixated on your own survival. What that means is that your own core gifts, your strengths, aren't going to be allowed to flourish as much as they should or could. And it's really about infusing your life with financial wealth and empowerment that enables a lot of your coaching skills and your gifts to come out on the scale that they can. You really can't separate out those two. And a lot of people in the coaching and helping professions, I think they still hold on to kind of a limited or negative viewpoint around money. And they somewhere in the back of their mind think, well, gee, if it wasn't for money, I would just love what I do and I would feel totally free in it. What I'm going to ask you to do is welcome in the conversation the topic of money, because it's inevitable. We can't escape it. And as a business owner, you have to make money. And the more that you make, the more freedom is going to open up, and actually the more potent your skills will become as a coach. It's very interesting to see that unfold. And I just ask you to trust me on that. So what I'm exposing, kind of revealing to you today is what I consider the most direct bridge to making the amount of money that you want, to free you up, to empower you, and to become more confident in the skill set that you have to offer this world. So like I said, I have three kind of simple primary steps that I want you to start taking in your business right now, that I consider to be universally essential for all coaches. But before we get into tactics, I want to make sure that your mind is an ally and not an enemy in marketing and building your business. So, what's ironic about people in the helping professions is that they are oftentimes amazing and very skilled at offering a set of suggestions and advice to their coaching clients that they actually are not totally taking themselves to heart. It's very common, and I certainly have been guilty of this in the past, where you really can see other people in a very clear way and you know exactly how to help them. But when the light is shined on you and that mirror is reflected back to you, maybe you're not taking some of your own advice. So this is just a gentle reminder to you to really take exceptional care of yourself, to be very vigilant about the way that you relate to your mind, and that you have a daily success ritual in place where you train your mind to focus on solutions, on what you really want in your life and your business, on what inspires you, rather than what you fear, what is going wrong, and why your struggle is justified. So I think because of the way our modern world is generally set up right now, the default mode for a lot of us and the way that our minds operate is set to anxiety. It's set to limitation and struggle. And if you're not paying attention to your thoughts, you're not mindful of what's going on in your brain on a moment to moment basis, this is likely what is taking place, is that your thoughts are subtly sabotaging your success. Maybe you're holding on to negative thoughts around money, around your own self-worth, around survival, and that is definitely impacting the level of success you're having in your business. So as you get this daily success ritual in place, a lot of what I'm wanting you to do is just develop a basic awareness of what you actually believe to be true around money, around your self-worth, around the potential that your business has to succeed, and to systematically annihilate any blocks that you find there. This all starts with awareness, and from there, it's all a matter of intention and making conscious choices to liberate yourself from beliefs that no longer serve you. Now, once again, I know that this is probably some of what you offer your clients, but what I want you to do is make sure you're offering it to yourself in the context of running your business and making money. This is oftentimes, it's actually extremely common, a very weak link with coaches and people in the helping professions. So when I started to do some of this inner work on myself, this is when my business really exploded. And a lot of the marketing strategies that weren't working before magically started to become much more effective, and things just started flowing. And that's what we want to get you into, is a state of flow in your business, where you're attracting all the clients you want. It's not based on willpower or force. It's just a very genuine reflection of who you are. And it's because you're emanating an energy, a vibration, if you will, of prosperity, of magnetism in what you offer this world. So 5 minutes a day is all it really takes to start retraining your mind, rewiring your neural patterning towards abundance, towards what you really want in your life, rather than what's holding you back, where your excuses are, and what's wrong. There's a fundamental just shift that happens when you do that in the way that your neurochemistry functions, and just in the way that you start perceiving yourself in reality in general. So you guys all know that as you do that work, things start showing up in a different way on the outside, right? Like your circumstances are mirrored back to you in a very different way. And your business is always one of the main catalysts you have for your own inner work, for your own personal growth. And it will always show you what you believe to be true about your self worth, and money. So this is just a little seed that I want to plant right now before we get into these tactics, because if you can commit to a daily practice like this, interestingly enough, all of these tactics become much more effective, and they start to actually work for you in a very harmonious way, where you don't really have to fight them or feel like it's just a real struggle getting these things implemented. And that's what we want, of course. So my first step for you, and if you want to write these down, that's great. My first step for you in business to fill your coaching business is to establish expert positioning. And the reason that I'm starting with this is because there are most likely thousands and thousands of people on the internet doing the exact same thing that you do on some fundamental level. If you're a life coach, a health coach, or really any kind of coach, you have to realize that there is an inherent saturation point to what you do, where there are hundreds of thousands of life coaching websites on the internet. In any sort of industry in coaching, there are tons and tons of people trying to break through and become successful. So the number one thing you need to start with in your marketing is establishing expert positioning, because what that does is differentiate you from anybody else offering your particular service. You need ways that you stand apart, because the more you stand apart and you lead with innovation, the more you're going to get noticed in a very natural way where you don't have to force it. And that's what we want for you. So this is more a matter of perception than actual experience or credentials. And it's more about your marketing skill than about the level of skill you have in your coaching services that you offer. And a lot of people get kind of hung up on this. They think that, oh, I've only been doing this for a year or two, or I haven't seen that many clients. I don't, have that many credentials behind my name. It's not really about that. It's more about how strategic you are in structuring your marketing so it creates an impression of you being the go-to coach to see in your particular niche. Many people out there, when they're looking to hire somebody like you, will do some window shopping. They'll get on many different websites to kind of feel it out and see who's doing what, and to really see if somebody speaks to them. If there's something that makes them feel naturally compelled to want to work with that person. So there are very clear elements that we look for in a website, for instance, in a blog, that would set you apart. And I'm going to cover a couple of those in today's presentation. We certainly don't have time to go through all of them because it's a fairly big subject, but I want to make sure you're aware of this. So the first thing to establish expert positioning is I really recommend that you have a highly professional, customized WordPress blog. I recommend that you basically set up your entire website in WordPress. I really believe that's the best platform to be using out there right now for a multitude of reasons. And I recommend that you use a web designer that will customize your website so it's not generic. It doesn't look like a template that you see all over the internet. It has uniqueness to it. It has some flair to it, and it's set up so that the color scheme, the layout are very impressive. They convey expertise, and people naturally want to work with you and trust you just from the design components they see on your blog. So in just a second, I'll get off this PowerPoint and show you just a couple quick examples of this. A unique and highly useful lead magnet. Now, I consider this to be absolutely essential for any coach out there who is even remotely serious about their business. You need a lead magnet that basically is on the front end of everything you do to market your business. What that means is that instead of expecting somebody to invest in your services right away, what you do expect is that they get on your email list in exchange for a useful piece of information that you're going to offer them. And You can structure that information as a free report, an ebook, a video, an audio. There are many different forms that that content can take. What's important though is that you over deliver in that lead magnet. You give great content that wows people new to your work and that makes them feel like, wow, this person is really serious. They're an expert at what they do, and it's really just from consuming a free piece of content that you've created. So once again, I'll show you a couple of examples of that. But this is really one of the main kind of central hubs of your marketing is your lead magnet. And you can even create multiple lead magnets, but you definitely want to start with one if you've never done this, and make sure it's a very strong offer to get people onto your email list. And to, this is the main way that you generate leads, is through this free ebook or report or piece of information that you want to offer people. The third thing is a customized Facebook fan page. So my approach to marketing in terms of where most of us are at and what I use on a daily basis really comes down to a few key things: a blog, an email list, and a fan page. Those are the three core elements that I think guarantee that you'll do really, really well as a coach. You can hit the six-figure mark pretty quickly. You don't really need that much more than that. This is the kind of essential stuff that you need to really thrive in your industry. So if you've never had a customized fan page timeline photo done, just head over to Fiverr.com and you can find a graphic designer there to do it for $5 and create a really nice timeline photo that has your logo and brands you really well. Really cheap, and I use Fiverr all the time for that purpose, and it works great. And then you need an email autoresponder service to capture emails, to build your email list. You can definitely just use a service like aweber.com. There are many of them out there, and they all basically do the same thing, but Aweber probably has the best reputation in the industry, and it has a lot of great marketing features within its platform that allow you to kind of maximize the value that you get from your email list. But these are the main things that you need to establish yourself as an expert and to really differentiate your services from all of the other people out there. So when people come to your website, they see a unique, customized design. They see a unique, professional lead magnet. They see that your Facebook fan page is integrated into your blog and website, so they can like your fan page right from your website. And when they go to your fan page, they really like the content that you're sharing there. They like the brand and the overall kind of feel of what you're doing. And then you need an email autoresponder service so you can capture those names and emails and do follow-up communication and marketing with your email list. So if you think about it, when it comes to running like a six-figure business, this is about as simple as it can possibly get. And you really don't need anything more than this. So, there are all kinds of other bells and whistles and different things that you can try. But if you're already feeling kind of overwhelmed or like there's so many options out there, what I'm going to suggest is that you put all of your energy into just these four things, because this can deliver amazing results and it can keep it very simple for you. So my second step for you, and actually before we get into content creation, I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. And let me show you just a couple of sites that are done well from a marketing perspective, that have a lot of the right elements that you would look for in a coach to make sure that they're conveying expertise and differentiating themselves. So you always want to look at like who is the pioneer in your field. Write down a list of the thought leaders in your particular industry. They're obviously very successful. They have really solid 6 or 7 figure businesses. Create a swipe file of who those people are and make sure you know what their websites are, because what you really want to do is go to their websites and then reverse engineer what they're doing to see why it's working so well. So for instance, if you're a life coach, I would definitely be checking out a site like TonyRobbins.com. Whatever you think of Tony Robbins isn't really the issue here. What is the issue is that he's a proven success in his industry. He's probably the most famous life coach in the world. So you'd want to come to his site and just kind of reverse engineer, assess what he is doing on this site that is working so well. And realize that somebody like Tony Robbins is going to invest thousands and thousands of dollars into structuring their website for maximum impact. And he has the resources to do that. So what you're seeing on a site like this Everything is strategic, everything is intentional, and you want to make sure that you're adapting as many of these similar elements as you can into your own marketing. So what you see here, like one of the first things that would stand out on a site like this to me is if you look at these three boxes, you see the word free in every one of them. And so these are all basically different lead magnets or different ways that Tony gets you in his marketing funnel to get you connected with his work, to build a relationship with you, and ultimately to sell you on a product, a service, a seminar, right? Down the road, that's what he's hoping to do. So you see the word free being used a lot right here. So you'd want to note that and see like, okay, well, how can I incorporate these exact same strategies into my website? Do I want to offer a free strategy session? Do I want to create like an audio download so people can kind of get a sense of my philosophy and my work that has a lot of value to it? So that you just want to reverse engineer and test these things out on your site. You can also see that the overall site design is extremely simple. There's not a lot of fluff on here. There's not a lot of extra stuff. It's just what you see is what you get. And he's tested this out in multiple formats, I'm sure, to come up with this end result that is working really well for him. So it's an extremely simple design, but it also looks very high end and very professional. His logo does, and just the whole look and feel of the site. You just generally are left with the impression that this is somebody of, of influence in this industry. They're a leader. Even if you don't know who Tony Robbins is, you'd likely come to the site and feel that way. So you would want to compare your site as it currently stands to something like this and just say, does it match up? Do I have that perceived level of expertise that Tony Robbins does? And if I don't, what do I need to change on my website and on my blog right now to really get that in place? Because it's that perceived expertise that sells effortlessly on your behalf. So if we take a look at one of my websites, this is buildyourdreampractice.net. This is a totally different format and design, but it has a lot of the same elements on there. You see that there's a free lead magnet right here, right in the upper part of the site. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this because you can definitely just check out this site and see exactly how I've set it up here. But I have my Facebook fan page box, so people can like my fan page right from my site. There's a lot of really good copy that connects with people and empathizes with their pain. And you can see though that my main goal on this page is really, on my homepage, is really to get people to download my free kit and get them connected with my content and get them to see me as an expert. So I've created like a whole multimedia package that they can download for free. And I know that this works because we've actually had over 20, I think over 30,000 people download this at this point. And the feedback we get from this is outstanding. It's just a very good first impression that is made. And it naturally leads people to wanting to learn more and to consume kind of more of my products and services. So I want you to take a look at what you're doing right now to market and really assess how professional is my site? Do I have a lot of the elements on it that would guarantee that people think I'm somebody of influence? And then secondly, how strong is my lead magnet? Are people opting in at a pretty good rate on my website? By a good rate, I would say are at least 10% of my website visitors getting on my email list. And if they're not, you want to create a stronger offer for people to get them on your email list so you can you can stay in touch with them and do follow-up marketing and education for them, okay? So that is, this is a huge subject right here. There's a lot that goes into building a site effectively, making sure your blog has a lot of the right elements on it. But in a big picture, this is enough to get you started. Just compare what you're doing to centers of influence in your industry and see, be very honest with yourself, see how you're stacking up. Even ask a couple of colleagues, people really close to you, what they think of your site and how it might compare to others who are doing really, really well in your industry, okay? All right, so step number 2 is to create a content creation plan, to implement a plan like this for your business. So what does this mean? Well, you want to start writing consistently on your blog. I would say 1 blog post per week is great. That's ideal if you can do that. If not, do what you can do, 2 to 3 times a month. Really whatever you can swing there. 4 to 6 Facebook fan page posts per day is great if you can do that. and one live email broadcast to your email list per week is wonderful. So, this simple formula of creating and sharing content is one of the kind of foundational elements of stability to your business. What it does is it keeps your brand in front of your audience on an extremely regular basis. Really, every single day, you want to have your coaching business featured front and center in front of everybody who will notice it. So, whether that's on Facebook, to your email list, or people that visit your blog on a regular basis, you want to have that consistent content that you're creating because it keeps your people very aware of your business. Your brand is at the forefront of their conscious awareness then. And one of the biggest mistakes people make in their coaching business, let alone all businesses, is that they basically allow their business to go under the radar. They assume that people will remember their business just because they like the business or that business offers great services and great products. Remember that most people are extremely busy and they get distracted very easily. So it's your job as a marketer for your business to get that content created so that your brand is in front of people all of the time. And as long as that content is valuable and it's useful to people, you don't have to worry about this being too aggressive or inundating people with too much content. If your audience connects with your message and they like what you're doing, the more the better. They will generally want more than less from you. And a lot of us have a limiting belief that, oh, I don't want to bother people. I don't want to bombard them with my content. And that's totally understandable. But realize that if you're very sincere about the information you're putting out, you're speaking from your heart, and your content is directly connected with your message, with your purpose, people eat that up. They love it and they want more of it. It's like they will log into Facebook and they will log into your blog on a daily basis just to see if there's something new there that will inspire them and help them in their lives. So you want to start thinking of yourself as a content marketer for your coaching business. And this is really one of the most important steps to fill your business with leads and get a lot more clients in the door. And it directly connects with step number one, because if you're the coach creating consistent content on behalf of your business, that's an easy way to differentiate yourself from all of the other coaches out there, because most of them will never ever take this step. And if you have a really dynamic blog and fan page, that alone is an incredibly important element of expert positioning. People will come to your information, they'll be like, wow, it's fresh, it's unique, people are engaging with it, this all looks really, really good. So there's a lot of social proof that happens that makes people feel like you're the expert when you do this, and then they'll naturally want to buy from you when they see that in motion. They'll trust your business a lot more. So, in terms of what kind of content you create and how you set all of that up, that is going to be a little outside of the scope of this current presentation because it's a big subject. I mean, how you blog effectively, what you blog about, how you connect with your audience. These are very specific, in-depth subjects that I love to coach on, but we can't really cover that, or else this webinar would basically take about 5 hours at least. So, in general, though, you want to make sure that your content speaks from your heart. I'd say that's one of the main things, is that you have a unique voice based on your own personal life story that really shines through in your blogging and in your fan page marketing. Because a lot of what people want to connect with in social media is your individuality, who you are as a unique individual, not as a coach, even just as somebody that is doing cool things and has unique insights and philosophies to share. Just make sure that that's your main criteria that you're using when you're writing blog posts or fan page posts and when you're emailing your list. So what you'll notice is if you just get this content creation plan in place, first of all, if you're blogging once a week, you'll start to get a lot more organic search engine traffic just from Google alone, because your blog over the course of a few weeks and months will become very content rich. Google will start to reward that by ranking you high on the search engines for various keywords, and you'll start to get a lot of free traffic to your blog just from that. Secondly, like I said, people will be that much more magnetized to your content in general, to your business, your brand in general. They will literally log in to the social platforms and to your blog on a regular basis just to see if there's something new for them And you'll basically develop a very engaged audience of people all over the world by having a consistent content creation plan in place. And if you're actively building up your email list, you're getting several new email leads per day. Over time, that has a snowball effect where if you're connecting with that list at least once per week and you're sharing great content with them, you really won't have to do much else besides this to market your business. You now have a built-in network of people that are highly engaged with what you do and what you have to offer. And that automates a lot of the process of marketing your business, and it makes it a lot easier and more fun for you as well. So implement a content creation plan, get your content set up. And what I'll do really quickly here is hop off, and I just want to show you um, one quick example of my fan page here. So, I'm a coach who uses Facebook as my main platform by far to market my business. And it is the most amazing platform that any coach can use if you know what you're doing. So I have two main fan pages for my coaching work that I run. They both cater to slightly different markets. So this one is Dream Practice fan page. My other one is Kevin Doherty Online. And you can see on this page, I have just over 51,000 fans right now, but you can see I also have over 228,000 people talking about this page. So I have over 4 times the amount of people that are even on this page talking about the page. So what that means is that this page has essentially gone viral, and the visibility is really amazing. So you can see right here, my reach for this past week was 4.2 million people. So what this means is that I'm keeping my brand out there on Facebook on a very consistent basis for over 4 million people a week. And what that does is it leads to just an explosion of visibility, leads, and sales for your business if you can get something like this in place. Now, the way that I do this at this point is consistent content creation. You can see if you log into one of my fan pages that I'm posting several times every day, and I'm very, very consistent about that. And through this process of just really consistent posting and knowing what my audience wants, knowing how to connect with them, what sort of content they're really looking for from me, that what that equates to is getting about 300 to 400, sometimes 500 new fans per day to this page for free. So I don't even have to pay for it, which is fantastic. And it's just a way to basically explode my brand on social media. Now, as a coach, I highly recommend that you embrace a similar strategy because there's really no better way to market right now than using your Facebook fan page as a coach. First of all, because of the sheer numbers of people that are on Facebook. And second of all, because of the context in which you're marketing. That through sharing messages that are genuine to you and that are aligned with your heart and that are sincere, you attract people that really like that want more of that from you. And what that means is that the chances of getting your ideal clients from Facebook increase tremendously. So it's not just about filling you with enough clients. It's about making sure that they're the right clients for you. And when people like your page, they're basically doing it because they align with your message. They like what you're saying. And if they start engaging with your post by liking, sharing, and commenting, that means they're one step closer to wanting to do business with you, to really invest in what you have to offer. And those people are already pre-qualified. They already know what you're about, what you stand for. So there's not going to be any surprise when you get on a Skype call with them or a coaching call, whatever it is, and you're coming at it from a completely different angle than they were expecting. It's all very congruent from your message and how you structure it to what you're sharing, how you attract people, and then how they sign up for your services. So for me, like when I am doing my group coaching programs right now, I'm absolutely blown away by the sheer quality of people that are signing up for these programs. I'm thrilled that I get easily over 100 people into a lot of my programs, but really it's not about the numbers. It's about the quality of people that are signing up. And 99% of them are really my ideal clients because they connect with my message on Facebook and they're like, I want more of this. I love this. So that's where Facebook is such a powerful marketing tool for you. Now, there's a lot I can say about creating an engaging fan page and getting this virality in place and making sure that your posts aren't just like, missing 98% of your fans, which I know is a huge concern right now. There's a lot that I can say about that, and it is something that I coach on a lot. But once again, that's going to be a very in-depth conversation. The main general point that I want you to be aware of, and I pretty much already said it, is that what gets your fan page to be highly engaging is your unique voice. It's your unique style and philosophy and value system that people will connect with. A lot of the reason I think that fan pages go unnoticed and they're getting very low engagement is, first of all, the person's just not posting consistently enough. I think you have to post at least 4 times a day to get pretty good engagement on your page. And secondly, their posts are a little too generic. There's nothing really that compelling or unique about them. And like when I post infographics and quotes on my page, I actually spend a fair amount of time finding content that I think is really deep and has substance and is unique. So my audience is going to really appreciate it. It's not just the same old Tony Robbins quote or Zig Ziglar quote that you see regurgitated a billion times on the internet. I get sick of those, and I know everybody else does too. So I try to find posts that when I read like quotes, I'm like, I'm really impacted by that. Like, wow, that really resonates for me. It makes total sense. And I bet if it does for me, my audience would feel the same way. This is some trial and error on this in terms of getting the hang of it and practicing it. And it's truly a skill that you develop with practice. And I can definitely coach you in this direction to make sure that you're doing this in a very effective way. But I run 3 fan pages right now, and all of them are seeing this level of virality and engagement, and they're pretty much exploding with business and new fans. It's an amazing thing to see it on Facebook. So we'll get into that in a little bit more depth here in a little bit, but I just wanted to give you an example on my own page of what I do as a coach to market and how I structure posts. So you can check this page out and just kind of see for yourself some of the content that I share and figure out, once again, reverse engineer it. Why is it going viral? What is the deal? Why are people so engaged with that? And that will give you a lot of insight into your business to do something very similar. Okay. Okay, cool, guys. Just give me a quick moment to sip on some water, and we'll jump back into the next step. Hold on, just one sec. All right, so my third step for you is to master Facebook pay-per-click advertising. This is definitely one of the most powerful marketing strategies ever. I think it's I've tried a lot of different things. Facebook PPC is by far and away my favorite marketing strategy in terms of quickly getting exposure. It's the fastest way by far to build out a huge audience of people who love your work. And I think your goal should be to get 10,000 targeted fans if you want to hit a 6-figure business in your coaching work. And that might sound like a lot, but it's really not that big of a deal if you're using pay-per-click, because you can get, depending on your budget, you can easily get a couple dozen, all the way up to a couple hundred, or a lot more new fans a day, depending on how much you're willing to spend to get those fans. And really, it's a numbers game on Facebook, and just with business in general. You want to get your fan base up as high as you can. You want to get your email subscriber list up as high as you can. And the bigger those assets become in your business, the more money you should make and the more successful you should be. So Facebook should definitely be your main source of blog traffic, of email leads, and new clients. Now, like I said, I know that there are many other platforms out there that, as a coach, could work really well for you. Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, YouTube. We have many, many options there. The problem is the overwhelm factor, and is that if you're trying to use so many social media platforms, you probably aren't using any of them as successfully as you could. Facebook alone should be more than enough to fill your coaching business without question. So I don't know if how many of you guys have tried pay-per-click advertising, but this is definitely something that I encourage you to master, to learn as much as you can about, because it really, for me, is like one of your main gateways into the abundance, the freedom that you're looking for in your business. So if you've never taken a look inside the Facebook ad platform, I'm going to show that to you just for a couple of minutes here. Looks like we're getting, well, we have about 10 minutes left, which is great. So let me go ahead and show you a couple of the main ways that you could set up posts that I use all of the time in my business, and they work really, really well. So like, let's use an example of you being a life coach. And I mean, you could really just adapt this strategy for whatever your niche is, whatever your business is. But what you'd want to do is find other fan pages out there that your ideal clients are on, and basically target ads to those fan pages to get them over to your fan page to like that page, and then get those folks over to your email list, and then get them over to your blog and start to build a relationship with them. And there are many ways that you can do this on Facebook, many ways. It's a very innovative, very resourceful platform. But like, one of the main ways that you could do this is writing a sponsored post ad. So you would write a normal fan page post, and let's say I'm trying to target Tony Robbins as an example, and that actually would be a great page to target for a lot of you guys who are looking to attract people who want more motivation, more support, more emotional, spiritual help in their business or in their life. Tony Robbins, he probably has over 1 million people on his fan page. So you have a plethora of options in terms of targeting different fan pages out there and getting more than enough people over to your page from those pages alone. So if you wanted to set up a post like that, you can do this in multiple ways. I'm going to do it in the most simple way. One way to do it is through the Facebook Power Editor, which I'm not going to get into today because it's a little too much to bite off in the next 5 minutes. But I just wanted to give you a sense of a very simple way of doing this, okay? So you would write a normal post on your fan page. And this is a post that I might hide actually, or just not show, because it's not really terribly relevant to all of my fans. But if I'm targeting Tony Robbins' page, I would say something like Tony Robbins fan. Then I'm just making this up on the spot, and I'll read it out loud when I'm done here. So a very simple post like this could work fine. So it just says, Tony Robbins fan, then you'll love my fan page where I share daily productivity tips and inspire you to live your best life. Click like now. And then what I would do is I would find an image that would reinforce the kind of emotional tone of that post. So you could put an image of like Tony Robbins. I usually wouldn't go in that direction. I would just put an image of nature, like you'll see this image I used in this post here. That always works really well. Really anything that feels inspiring and uplifting and catches the eye. Because when I run ads for a post like this, I want my image to really stand out and grab people's attention, okay? So you have endless options there, but really, I would just go with images that feel genuine to you, and that make a connection with your prospective clients, with your ideal target market. So I'd post that image, just click add photo. I would post that there, and then I would click post. So I'd upload that photo, and then I'd post that. And I might just actually go ahead and schedule a post like that to go out like a few weeks from now, so it never actually shows. Or in the Power Editor, you can actually create what's called a hidden post. So it never will actually show on your fan page if you don't want it to. So you have a couple options there. So let's assume that I've published that post. Then what I would do is I would head into my Facebook ad platform, and you can just go to facebook.com/advertising to get this set up. And I would go ahead and click create an ad, and it would take me to a page that looks like this. I would click page post engagement. I would find the fan page that I wanted to market that on. And then I would find that actual post. Let's say that this is the actual published post that I just used. I'd click continue. And then what I would do is I would set up a desktop newsfeed ad. So that post is going to go into the news feed of all Tony Robbins fans, or a lot of them at least. And they're going to see that nice image with it, right? And then what I would do is I would scroll down and I would click Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, all English speaking countries. I always kind of cap my age at 22. Just because I generally don't expect younger people to sign up for what I do. I would target both men and women. I would click English all as the language. And then under interests, I would just find Tony Robbins. And you can see right there that you have 2.2 million people that you are now marketing your business to, your life coaching business, right? All who have expressed an interest in something related to personal development or life coaching because they are fans of Tony Robbins' page. So that's pretty low-hanging fruit right there. Now, in terms of targeting pages, I mean, you have so many options there. You can find a list of other coaches that your ideal clients are on their page, or related interests like yoga or organic food or whatever it is. You know, you can get extremely creative in your targeting. But you're going to want to experiment with this and just test out different ads targeting different groups, different fan pages to find the ones that work best for you. Now, once again, this is a big subject in terms of doing this really effectively and setting up these ads for like maximum impact. So right now, I just want to give you a bird's eye view of how this works and just make sure you're at least moving in this direction. You're starting to test some things out for your business because this platform can be enormously powerful for you, okay? And then what I would do is I'd go ahead and set my budget. I would keep bid for page post engagement, and I would place my order. And generally, if I'm running like a campaign to get more likes on my page, I would try to get those likes for under 50 cents each. That's my general criteria. And I'm trying to get them for as cheap as I possibly can, because obviously the cheaper they are, the more my budget will allow. And I've had many campaigns on Facebook where I get them for 7 to 13 cent likes. It just kind of depends on what the targeting is, and how specific it is, and how good my ad copy is, and how good my images are. There are a lot of different variables that determine how much you're going to have to pay to get those likes coming in. But generally, you just obviously try to get them as cheap as you can. And under 50 cents, as a rule of thumb, you should have a good ROI, and your business should be profitable running Facebook ads at that cost. So this is one of the fastest ways to build your fan page. And as long as you're posting consistently and you have really engaging content, then it's very well worth it, because you want to get that fan base up to several thousand people as quickly as you can. And then like for me, like I said, on this page, I don't even really run ad campaigns to get more likes that much anymore, because I'm getting so many people just through viral marketing coming to the page and liking it every day for free, which is great. So I can actually run ads for other purposes, to fill coaching programs, or to get people on my email list. So that's one example of an ad that works really, really well. And then they also have the option to just do like a get more like campaign. So that's another way that you can run your ads as well, is just you can click create an ad, and then you can click page likes. And it's very similar to the last style of ad that I showed you with page post engagement, except this one, they're not going to see the same kind of sponsored post newsfeed ad. They're going to see it show up in kind of a different format on their newsfeed, or on the right sidebar of their Facebook profile. But you can experiment with that as well, and it's really the exact same process. The only difference, if you choose a page like campaign, you can upload 6 different images here that Facebook will basically test out for you to see which image is converting the best. And that way you can maximize your ad spend through that. Now, If you're using images to get more page likes, similar to what I just showed you, I think inspiring, uplifting nature images work well. Smiling, happy women who look non-threatening and friendly work really well for just about anything related to coaching or personal development. Pictures of you definitely can work really well, especially if you have, if you're photogenic and you come off well on camera. So what I don't really think works that great for images is your brand, like your logo. I would stay away from that, and I would just focus on really personable images that convey warmth and emotion and inspire people and get noticed, like they really stand out in the news feed. Okay. And then it's a matter of just kind of the same approach, just very simple ads, just getting people to like your fan page and getting as many of those coming in every single day. And you want to set a goal, get your fan page up to 10,000 people. And I know that sounds ambitious for some of you guys, but this page, I mean, just to show you what's possible, this page, I believe it was about 15 to 16 months ago, was at 2,760 people last time I checked. I saw a training video that I did where I was like, wow, that was 2012. Like late part of 2012, and I only had that many people. And look at where it's at now, just from staying consistent with it and doing really good marketing on this page. It can explode pretty quickly if you're really being mindful of your page and staying consistent with it. So it's a great strategy. And I recommend that you use paid advertising in combination with organic posting to reach your goals on Facebook, okay? And if you do that and you're starting to get your fan base into the thousands, that's going to be the main source of blog traffic. You're going to start to generate a lot of email leads from that. It will basically open up all kinds of doors to you to fill your coaching programs, to get one-on-one clients, whatever you want to do. I really think Facebook is an incredible resource for you. So as you can see, this process really keeps things very simple. I mean, there are definitely details to master within each of these strategies, as there would be with anything in business. But this is really it. All that you really need to succeed as a coach is a WordPress blog, a valuable lead magnet to get people on your email list, an email list that you're growing actively, and a Facebook fan page. So put your focus there if you're not already, and you should see some really amazing results. Now, I've tried everything, and I really believe this. Simplicity is key to your success online. If you try to include multiple social media platforms, you'll likely find that none of them are working as well as you want, and your time is eaten up and you feel overwhelmed. Facebook is an absolute gold mine for your coaching business. If you can master this platform first, you want to do that before you move on to others. You may not ever even need to move on to others, which is ideal, so you can just keep your focus very streamlined and you don't have to overwhelm yourself managing all these social media platforms. I personally still only really use Facebook. I connect it with Twitter, and everything I post on Facebook goes to Twitter. But I really keep most of my focus on Facebook just because it works so well for me, and I'm seeing it working for a lot of my other coaching clients in a really powerful way. So mastering the fundamentals of these basic steps will solve your main problems in building a successful coaching business. And I want you guys to know, just really quick, that I have created an entire coaching program dedicated to helping you do exactly this, to really master all of these strategies that I'm talking about right now. And I see, like, from some of the folks on this webinar, some of you guys are already signed up for this, which is awesome. But starting April 22nd, I'm offering a unique program called the Online Business Bootcamp. And I wanted to just take a couple of minutes to explain a little bit about what that is and to give you a sense of how that can help you. In this 9-week course, I'm going to lay out step by step how to build your 6-figure coaching business using nothing but a blog, a fan page, and an email list. And whether you want to fill your coaching business with private clients, fill group programs, or create online courses or ebooks to make passive income, this bootcamp can help you. Like I said, this is all coming directly out of the kind of trenches of my own personal experience, and I'm actively testing and using these strategies with great success in my own business, and I love sharing these things with you because I really consider them to be a gateway to freedom for what you're trying to do in your business. So we already have an amazing community of coaches, entrepreneurs, and visionaries signed up. Like I said, my programs attract very high-level people very bright, genuine business owners who are ready to grow and who want to align their purpose with the work that they're doing and impact as many people as possible and create more freedom and prosperity in the process. So the way that this program is set up, it's 8 live webinars over the course of a 9-week period. We have a private Facebook group that you can log into anytime, where all the webinar recordings will be, a variety of different resources. You can network with other group members, make connections there that you'll probably have for the rest of your life. I'll be in the group every day answering your questions and making sure you get the support you need to grow your coaching business. And for the next 7 people only, I'd like to invite you to join that bootcamp and get $130 off the normal tuition. It's compared to a lot of the other online programs and courses out there for coaches. This is already an amazing deal. I've taken a lot of these courses. I know what a lot of them are like, and I see the value that's offered. And I'm definitely trying to put together something that is very comprehensive for you, yet still very streamlined and simple. And my programs are very content rich. It's all about substance and trying to give you depth in what I'm offering. So it's already priced really well. If you want to check that out, you can go to intentionalwealthinstitute.org /site, So it's intentionalwealthinstitute.org/site/OBB. And given that hundreds of coaches are already registered for this particular webinar, which is true, we had close to 400 registered for this one. This offer will not last. And I'm going to go ahead and just post a quick link for you guys in the chat section here, so you can check that out. And you should see a little link pop up there, and that'll take you directly to the page. And there's a video to watch, and that'll give you a sense of everything that's included. And if you'd like to join me, I'd love to have you. It starts April 22nd, and it should be a great asset to building a strong 6-figure coaching business. So if you liked some of the information that I had to share today, and if you want to get your blog, your fan page, and your email marketing up to par to get you on course for a really good 6-figure business, this program is going to help you out a lot, okay? Yeah, we've already covered a lot. Let me know if you guys have questions. Go ahead and pop a question or two in the Facebook chat field. Mana is asking, why didn't I mention a website? I did, Mana. I talked about websites quite a bit on this webinar. So I gave Tony Robbins as an example. And a blog and website to me are almost interchangeable. And as a coach, you really want to build everything out in WordPress, which is a blogging platform, because it gives you so much control over your site. It can be customized any way that you want. Google loves WordPress right now. And I think, just for interactivity with your audience, WordPress is the way to go. And follow-up question, Mana is asking, is a blog now considered more useful than a full website? Not really. You definitely want a full website, but like I said, you can set up the entire thing in WordPress and then just have a blog tab on your website. You want a full website still because you want to showcase the whole array of resources and services you offer and share testimonials and things that you can't just do on a blog. You want to have a full website for that, for sure. But I recommend having a blog tab within your website so it's all in one. Don't have your blog as an external website, so people have to click outside of your website to get on your blog. I think that's totally counterproductive. Have everything under a central WordPress platform. I'm going to go ahead and post another link for you guys. This is to do a consult with my main web designer, Rachel. She's fantastic. If anybody needs help getting their website designed, you should see a little link pop up there, and Rachel can help you out. She'll do a free 15-minute consult with you if you need your site set up in WordPress the right way. Nancy, great question, Nancy. Explain live email broadcast. I think I missed the definition. So when you collect emails to your list, you're giving away your free lead magnet. When I say once a week, you should send those people a live email broadcast. That means you're sending them a message right now in real time and space. So it's not set up as a pre-programmed message, like what's called an autoresponder message. And those are the two main ways that you communicate with your email list. You either set up autoresponder messages that are pre-programmed to go out at specific time intervals, or you send out live broadcasts. And those are just done like basically right now in real time and space. So your entire list will get access to that email broadcast when you send it out. Nancy, I hope that makes sense, but let me know if I can clarify, okay? Michael, this hour flew for me. Thanks so much for providing this information. Thank you so much, Michael. That's a really nice comment. I appreciate that. Awesome to have you here as always. Much love. Looking forward to working with you in the future too. Kevin, is the 130 discount reflected in the price on the page you directed us to, or is it 130 off the 497? No, it's 130 off the 627. So the discounted price is the 497. So the normal tuition of this boot camp is 627 for 9 weeks. So if you sign up, if you're one of the first 7 people to sign up, you'll get in for 497 instead of 627. I hope that's clear. Great question. I'm glad we clarified that. Mar is asking, what's a realistic time frame to allow your business to grow to a decent level? Mar, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that's the right question because it totally depends on how developed your marketing skill is. If you are a newbie to marketing and you know nothing about this stuff, what I'm talking about right now, like this is all totally new information. If you learn it all on your own, I can guarantee you it's going to take a long time. There are lots of things that, based on trial and error, having to implement and test things to see what works. And that gets pretty frustrating. This is really where coaching should be an integral aspect of your business success. Is good coaching should really expedite that process to develop that marketing skill so much faster. So what maybe would have taken you 2 to 3 years, which is actually very common for a lot of people online, we can expedite to 2 to 3 months. And that's very realistic if you create the right foundation and you take action on what's being taught. So to me, it's really all about the level of proficiency you have in marketing. And if you know how to generate leads and you're really very skilled at that, your business can grow very, very fast. Like for me, I know that I can log into Facebook and on any given day, I can easily generate 100, 200 leads for that day. And if you can do that with confidence, your business will grow extremely quickly. If you don't know how to do that, if you are at a loss as to how to generate leads, then it's going to take a really long time and it's going to be frustrating. So a lot of the purpose of this program is to help you learn exactly how to do that. How do you get that visibility and use advertising and organic marketing, viral marketing to get that exposure and get those leads so it really expedites the process for you and is not super frustrating like it is for, unfortunately, a lot of coaches and business owners out there. Great question, though. I covered everything that I see here. Anybody else have any questions I can answer for the next couple of minutes? I'm happy to help you out. I don't see anything popping in. So let's leave it at that, guys. I mean, I hope this presentation really helped you out and that you have a lot of new ideas to start working with. I hope you're really motivated to use these 3 core pillars to get your business rocking for the rest of 2014. We're talking about your blog, your fan page, and your email list. Very simple. And I'm here to help you master these strategies. And definitely consider joining me in this boot camp if you'd like some help. You want me to expedite this process for you and get it set up with you as quickly as we can. And I'm here to help you out, guys. I love working with other coaches. It's a huge passion of mine. And just let me know if there's anything I can do to help you. If you have any questions, let me know. And let's close it with that, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your engagement and connecting with you. I hope we can stay in touch and that these tips and resources start to really get you in the right direction in your business. I will talk to you soon, guys. Take care and have a fantastic rest of the day. All the best.